Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we returned to Lady Webb. Unfortunately, she was not alive. Theos had tracked her down and taken her out. However, her spirit was still there, and as a watcher, we could read it. Now, she was able to get a detail out of Theos before she passed. The name Twin Elms. We will head there eventually. I feel like I've been doing main quest stuff for a wee while, so I figure a little break can't hurt. Now, Adia does want to have a chat, so I figure we'll have a bit of a talky episode, see who wants to chat, and then I think it's high time we deal with Lord Gathbin.
Say what you want about Dear Woodens, but they haven't met the problem yet they couldn't solve by killing some scapegoats.
He flashes a hollow smile. You fight for people because you see something there that deserves defending. Even more so because someone you trust sees it too. Then you turn around and they do something like this, and the person who made you want to help them is gone. They're doing what they think the gods want of them. People never fail to disappoint without guidance. You weren't really fighting for all of them, though. Ooh, I don't know if I like any of these for Ximena. Because, they're just doing what their gods want of them. Apparently, Durance kills babies because that's what Magran wants. Is that right? No. No, it flipping well is not. Like, just because they believe that's what their gods want, I don't think Ximena would be, oh, well, that justifies it then. If your gods are telling you to do absolutely horrific things, then, oh, yeah, by all means, go for it. People never fail to disappoint without guidance. That doesn't feel like Ximena to me. If Ximena were the kind of person who's like, oh, I shall guide the masses, I am the moral arbiter of society, then maybe, but that isn't Ximena. I guess that just leaves me with number 3, which Adir has suffered, and I feel like I'm kicking him while he's down. He's just learned that his brother fought for Red Ceres, and we're never gonna find out why. This is like basically saying like, oh, you weren't fighting for everyone in the Deerwood though, were you? Because most of them are shitty. Like, it feels like kicking him whilst he's down. However, I just can't get behind 1 or 2. Number 2 doesn't feel like Ximena. It doesn't feel like a Ximena thing to say. And number 1, I don't think Ximena gives a shit about like, oh, your god wants you to do this? Well, you a hoe. Your god tells you to go and murder babies, Durance? Fuck your god, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you're claiming your god wants. Balls to that. I mean, Ximena has just experienced her own trauma. She's just learnt that Aloth is part of the Leaden Key, and she's feeling very betrayed. So maybe she isn't in a, kind of like, oh, I need to be careful with Adir. I need to wrap him in cotton wool a little bit. I need to, really account for that. I need to account for his trauma. Maybe she's just like, I don't give a shit. I've learned something I didn't want to learn, and now I'm depressed. Like, maybe that's what is going through Ximena's head. You weren't really fighting for all of them, though. Just the ones I liked, then. Maybe. It'd be nice if you got to choose. Tell the lowlifes that if you die, it wouldn't be for their sorry hides. Never thought I'd find myself missing the hospitality back home. Oh, hell. Adir, yeah, everything's going crazy.
Yeah?
Everything's going crazy.
May I have a moment, my watcher friend? I'm excited we'll be going to Twin Elms. Nervous, but excited.
Hello, okay. Without waiting for your reply, he rubs his hands together and steps in close, lowering his voice. Why the mixed feelings do you think they care about your spirit shift for? Well, if they're... I had in my head that they were druids. That's why Hiravius wants to go. They're either druids or they're of his people. So yeah, they probably will care. So yeah, I guess why are you nervous? Why the mixed feelings?
It's, a matter of, trepidation, maybe. I was never a well-accepted member of my own circle, and I'm fairly certain I'll find some way to make an insult or give offense.
His eye looks away from your gaze, and he blushes.
And for all I know, the druids of Twin Elms are in contact with the Hawk and Ivy Circle. The Fisher Crane tribe isn't often this far northwest of the bog, but word of my ostracism could have spread. I've spent years coming up with new reasons to put it off. About time I go there and see what Wow wills me to see.
So yeah, they are druids. So yeah, they will care about his spirit shifting. He chuckles to himself.
Need something?
He asks with a raised eyebrow. You know, just in case there's anything new, tell me about yourself.
My second favorite subject.
He runs his fingers through his scalp, preening his fur.
What would you like to know?
Apparently nothing. On second thought, some other time. Hiravius shrugs. Your loss. Okay, Pallegina.
I'm ready. Need something?
Pallegina's eyes glimmer with a divine spark as she coolly appraises you. Apparently not. I get maybe we have something to ask her opinion on. I'd like to know your opinion on something. Okay, no. Let's talk about something else. A farewell. Dear, anything else? If you kill Theos, I think it's only fair they make you Duke. Got my vote anyway. You're a top bloke, Kadia. You're a top bloke. And this is why you have pride of place. And you stay in the back. I want to ask something about you. Okay, no, nothing else. I want to ask you about something else.
What's on your mind?
Let's keep moving. You can wait.
Following your lead. What a mess. The Duke's death was, if you'll forgive me saying it, perfectly timed. Defiance Bay will be a long time recovering.
Kana shakes his head. He fixes a curious look on you. I wasn't sure you'd manage it with Morley there, but I think you had convinced the Duke to decide in the Sanitarium's favour. Whatever mistakes that were made, animancy still benefits many people. It's a science like any other. Why should the Deerwood remain a backwater? Rational. I didn't do it for them. It was the best way to counter Theos' plans. Deceptive. It didn't help them much in the end. Ooh. It's between 1 and 2. I've got to be brutally honest. I don't think Ximena thought about, like, oh, Theos wants animancy to be stopped. Well, therefore, I'll counter it by... literally, Ximena's whole thing was like, I approve of animancy. You're trying to stop animancy? I'm not about that life. She was not being strategic with this. What's giving me pause about number 2 is why would Ximena care if the Deerwood is a backwater? I mean, she is planning on staying here long term. We've got a castle. Or a keep. However you want to say it. We've got a structure that is in this land. And she's planning on making money off of it. As I said, ghost tours. Ghost tours of Cad Nua. Why not? I don't think that would have been her thought process. Yes, she is planning on staying here for the immediate future. I don't know if she's planning on staying here for the rest of her life. You know, she loved the Valian Republics. It was her home. It was her home. She adored it. And then she pissed off a mobster. But, like, she's planning on staying here in the immediate. The reason why she stepped in is because she's pro-animancy, not necessarily, oh, I want to do something for the Deerwood. And number one does make sense. You know, I'm pretty sure I said before, like, her thing with Cadman Arzo, you know, his experiments, she doesn't disapprove of. It's the fact that he's performing them on unwilling participants. If someone had said, yo, like, I'm in such a bad way that, like, I'll get my soul shattered if it means it can benefit the Hollowborn and it can stop other people suffering, yo, I'll do it. I'll get my spirit shattered. Like, if someone had volunteered for that, fair play to you. It was the fact he was using unwilling participants. So yeah, I do think number one, actually, yeah, it makes the most sense. Whatever mistakes were made, animancy still benefits many people. Those mistakes make for memorable accounts, and they linger in the mind far longer than the sight of a happy face departing the sanitarium. I think it's hard for people to look past their own loss. It's easier to blame animancy for the Hollowborn than to accept that there's no explanation, no cure. No cure yet, anyway. I do think you've changed some minds in there. When Order returns to Defiance Bay, they'll remember what you said. Aw, thank you, Kana. Thank you.
Following your lead, that shade, then, was the great Ardnua? Death, I know, can twist the soul, and yet I felt more sadness from him than anything else.
To think he built the whole of the Endless Paths so that he could see his son once more. I don't know if I blame him for it. From one moment to the next, I keep changing my mind. He was a lunatic, there wasn't any sense in it. I can't say I would never consider doing the same to save a loved one, diplomatic. He robbed others of their sons in turn. Was his cause more just, rational? Loss doesn't justify inflicting suffering on others, passionate. What if he'd succeeded? We might all be immortals now. He was strong enough to try. That's more than most can say. Let's talk about something else. Ooh. Again, I think I'm umming and ahhing between 3 and 4. Because here's the thing, there was sense in it. He did this for a reason. He wasn't doing this because I'm crazy. But, you know, undead people in the basement. I'm going to stick my head in a bucket. Like, that's just craziness. That's just craziness. He had logic. He had logic and reason, but what he did was terrible. I don't think Ximena would like, right, I'm gonna build a big fuck-off castle and I'm gonna do weird experiments under it. Like, no. Ximena would not do this to save a loved one. What if he'd succeed? Yo, these are questions for someone more philosophical than Ximena. And again, he so many people suffered for his attempt. So many people suffered. So yeah. Yeah, I understand that you lost, but then you caused other people to lose in return. Like, why was your cause more just than the parents of the kids you killed on your mad quest? He robbed others of their sons in turn. Was his cause more just? No, you're right, of course, Kana sighs. It's very easy, in the darkness, to believe your own candle burns brighter than everyone else's. But I pitied him, even so. Thank you for lending an ear. Was there anything I can do for you? We'll ask about this, just in case. How are you holding up? All's well and clear skies ahead. Okay, good for you. Good for you, buddy. Let's be on our way. Hello.
Yes?
Don't yes me. Don't yes me, vile betrayer. Alof looks at you with quiet attentiveness. How may I be of service? Yep, there's the question. How exactly did you come to join the Leaden Key? As it often is with such follies, I was young and directionless. The Leaden Key promised some of the structure I was lacking, and they offered me a future far removed from the service to my father's Earl. Animancy is, possibly, even more controversial in Adir than it is here. The practice has been outlawed for 600 years, but prohibition has a way of breeding curiosity. The success and relative acceptance that animancy has found here and in the Valian Republics spurred a renewed interest in Adir. The Leaden Key began recruiting more aggressively, and I was in the final period of my training when one of my instructors reached out to me. He shrugs. As I said, it was a welcome departure from my father's plans, and after seeing a few of my colleagues abandon their studies in magic to pursue animancy in the Republics, I was convinced that something needed to be done to stop the spread. Okay. Yeah, I personally, I don't think Alof had any, I do trust Alof in what he told us, that he was, he was this directionless youth, and he joined up with this organisation thinking they were doing some good, and it's only since that he's seen what they've been doing in the Deerwood that he's gone, oh no, these people are shady as shit. These people are shady as shit. Oh no. I do genuinely believe that, and I believe this. I believe everything he's told me. I don't think he had any kind of hidden agenda of oh, I'm gonna wait for the moon godlike from the Valian Republics. I'm gonna wait in Gilded Vale because I know she's coming here. That would have been impossible. We were a fluke. We weren't supposed to be there. It was only by chance that we kind of stumbled into this plot. So I genuinely don't believe he had any kind of foreknowledge of us and he targeted us and blah 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 blah. I believe Alof wholeheartedly. Ximena, on the other hand, Ximena is heartbroken and she's suspicious and she's just she's like, I'm keeping an eye on you, sir. I'm keeping an eye on you. That's all.
Sure.
Oh, everyone. Whilst I'm here, I need to keep checking in with Durance because we still haven't done his personal quest. We still have so much talking to do with him, I think. Now that y'all can stay out there in the corridors. There. Who is where? Okay, that's Sagani and the Devil. What's on your mind? Okay, we've asked about all of this. Let's move on. The black marbles of her eyes scrape against their sockets as she looks at you. Nothing new there. Oh, that's a thought. Do we have anyone... Zowers assigned to that? Girl, are you gonna be able to do this? Heritage Hill might be on fire, I hope you get your vessels safely. Yeah, there's no one in there. Where the hell is Durance? Well, there's someone here. Okay, that's the
Your
Green
mind
Mother.
comes bearing questions, Watcher.
I have questions for you. Okay, no. But that's all. Oh, there's Durance. Yeah, hello. What you got for me? Nothing, apparently. That's all for now. Doesn't look like there's anyone in there. Durance. And what must you say now? I had questions I wanted to ask you.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
Tell me about Magrin. Okay, apparently there's nothing there.
Huh. I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
Tell me about the Godhammer.
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
No, 1 second.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
No.
I suspect the answers will...
Okay, there we go. Tell me more about Ashfall. Apparently not.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
I'm worried that, because obviously I pick stuff and he eventually kicks me out of the conversation. I'm worried that even though he technically hasn't answered, it's still coming up as like, oh, you've clicked on this. In which case I have no clue what I have or haven't asked.
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you be for right now. I'm gonna leave you be, because I think I might look that up just to see if that's a thing, because like I said, I know damn well I haven't exhausted all of his stuff, because... there we go. Yeah. There must be more to this that he isn't telling me, at least not yet. There's got to be more to this. So I might do a little bit of investigating when it comes to Durance's personal quest. Because otherwise my only other option is to go through one by one, and I'm like, yeah, that would not make for good viewing. Okay, but with that said, the talking is done, which means it's time. Hello. You're right.
I must say, I'm impressed.
Tush. Hush you. I love this ogre. I love him. You're all in shopkeeper. She sells ogre, but don't ask her where she got it from. That's all you have to do. Just don't ask her where she got it from. Now then, flipping it. We've had this hanging over our heads for a very long time. Actually, you know what? Just before I do anything. Do we have... aha! Thank you. Okay. Lord Gathbin's army grows, Ximena. Don't ignore his threat. Yeah, let me just double check everything. Let's talk about my army. Where am I getting my troops? I've sent out a call for volunteers from the lands around Cadnua. Hopefully people will realise that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathbin's. Any hirelings stationed at Cadnua will also accompany you to the battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. I received a missive from the Dominells, he frowned slightly. They've heard about the situation and will send a squad of men when the time for battle comes. They were unclear about what kind of men they'll send, only that they're very good with their blades. Believe it or not, but your friends in the Flames That Whisper clan have heard about your trouble with Lord Gathbin. Matron Beregarn said something about a vision. In any case, a messenger from Stalwart said that Beregarn is sending some of her clan to your aid. You've made some Red Saren friends, I see. I've been told to expect a unit of Pathfinders. What's the status of my regular troops? It's as good as it can be, given the circumstances. With your willingness to spend coin, we should attract some veteran warriors as well. They'll be useful for their experience and will help with the morale if the situation becomes dire. Okay. It is time, Marshal. Assemble the army and march to Yenwood Field. Excellent. Morale is high and the troops are eager to follow you to glory. Are you certain you wish to march? Yes, I'm sure. Give the order. As you command. I'll march the army to Yenwood Field. Will you accompany us? Yes. Let's march. It's time to get this lord off our backs. Oh, hello. As you crest a small hill overlooking Yenwood Field, Lord Gathbin's army is a flurry of activity, scurrying to and fro. Even from this distance, you can hear the drums of war beating their steady cadence, designed to intimidate their foes while organising the rank and file into battle formation. Marshal Forwin approaches. You've arrived just in time. Lord Gathbin's forces are beginning to move. An attack is imminent. Any idea what Gathbin is planning? Marshal Forwin strokes his chin. His ultimate objective is to face you in battle and to be seen defeating you. I doubt he is foolish enough to challenge you to single combat, of course. We will inspect our forces. Local militia constitutes the majority of the army, but veteran soldiers have organised the ranks and walk amongst the young, unseasoned warriors offering advice or the occasional joke. They cheer, striking sword to shield as you pass, in thunderous approval of their lord. A lone man approaches. He leans in close and clasps your hand with a firm grip. Fear not, my lord. The others are already in place. Just point at who you want dead. House Dominell is with you. He inclines his head at Gathbin's army, a crooked smile on his face. You pass a group of crag ogres, working themselves into a frenzy. They carve jagged wounds across each other's chests and back their war cries. They carve jagged wounds across each other's chest and back, their war cries echoing throughout the camp. Your troops give them a wide berth. No, they're lovely! A squad of Red Siren Pathfinders make ready for the upcoming battle. Warbows are strung and quivers are filled as you pass. One of the archers spots you and whistles. Silently, each of them places a closed fist over heart in salute. Sound the horn, Marshal Forwin. It's time to finish this. Marshal Forwin begins barking orders, and your troops quickly form up. Gathbin's army follows suit as Aderan war drums echo across the field. Within a few moments, the Marshal raises a brass horn in the visage of a mighty boar to his lips. He looks at you expectantly. For Cadnua, send these Aderan dogs to Berath. Tonight, the ravens will feast on our enemies while we drink, fuck, and revel in glorious victory, passionate. Raise your weapon above your head and scream at the top of your lungs, aggressive. Nods. I do like this, but Ximena's not in that mood. I think she's using this as an opportunity to vent her frustrations. So just simply, for Cadnua! Excuse me, there we go. Your troops bellow across the field, pounding weapon to shield as the Marshal's horn sounds. Dozens of bowstrings twang in unison behind you as your archers unleash a hail of arrows at Gathbin's army. The missiles hiss through the air with deadly accuracy, felling scores of enemies. In a bold move, Gathbin points his sword towards your position, giving an unheard order. His infantry, shields raised, charge the field. Your infantry charges headlong into the enemy infantry in the centre of the field. The cacophonous sound of metal on metal is nearly deafening as the two forces collide. The fighting is fierce and the screams of the dying numerous. Led by veteran warriors, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble speaking, I do apologise. Rally to your cause. The troops fight valiantly and appear to be holding their ground. The battle thus far appears to be a stalemate. Of course the mages are giving us problems! Isn't that right, Alof? Meh. Then, a group of Aderan battle mages emerges from behind the enemy lines. They begin weaving their hands in unison with practiced precision. Suddenly, waves of arcane fire erupt among your troops. The acrid smell of smoke and burning flesh is nearly overwhelming. From the left flank, a unit of Rauatai berserkers clad in plate armour and wielding greatswords begins to collapse the left side of the line. Their ground is thick with the dead as they press their advantage. Meanwhile, Bleakwalker paladins, dressed in dark armour and carrying swords and shields, stride back and forth behind Gathbin's lines, rallying his warriors and exhorting them to fight harder. As the battle rages, Marshal Forwin looks to you for orders. Take out the berserkers. We need to deal with those battle mages. The Bleakwalkers must die. Study the battlefield. Everyone on me. Charge. I mean... first things first, take out the mages. We need to deal with those battle mages. What's your plan, Lord Ximena? Send the signal to the Dominel saboteurs, sound the charge on our ogre allies, order the Red Saren Pathfinders to give him a few volleys, do nothing for it. I mean, just go and stab him in the back. Just a few stabs. Send the signal to the Dominel saboteurs. That's right. That's right. The Dominel saboteurs reveal themselves from within Gathbin's ranks. They quickly dispatch the leader of the battle mages, and one by one, the mages fall to daggers in their backs. Ximena definitely isn't looking at Aloth like, this isn't a warning. This isn't a warning. To be fair, I actually don't think she would do that. It's a funny image, but I don't think Ximena is that psychotic. As the battle rages, Marshal Forwin looks to your orders. The bleak walkers must die. Marshal Forwin avoids an incoming arrow before answering. And how do you plan on doing that? And they were stood at the back. Save the ogres for the other berserkers. Order the Red Saren Pathfinders to give them a few volleys. The Red Saren archers send volleys of arrows into the bleak walker ranks. The precision of the archers shocks the heavily armoured warriors as the Red Sirens find weak points between the thick plates of armour. With Gathbin's elite guard behind them and the line in front of them, the Bleak Walkers are forced to charge. This doesn't stop the Pathfinders from launching volley after volley into both the knights and their allied troops on the front lines. Each volley lands with devastating effect as dozens of enemies drop to the bloody earth, clutching lethal arrow wounds. Take out the berserkers. What unit should I send? Forwin bellows over the din of battle. Sound the charge for our ogre allies. Get in, lads! Get in, lads! The Crag ogres fearlessly charge the berserker enemies. The fighting is brutal as both Rauatai and ogre warriors refuse to give ground. But the size and strength of the ogre shock troops prove too much for the smaller Rauatai. When the smoke clears, not a single berserker is left standing. Okay, we will study the battlefield. The heavy losses inflicted on Gathbin's troops have clearly lifted morale. Your troops push forward with renewed vigour, while Gathbin's army is slowly losing ground. Victory is within your grasp. As the battle rages, Marshal Forwin looks to you for orders. Well, we only have one thing we can do. Everyone on me! Charge! As the remainder of your forces charge, a horn sounds in the distance. A new contingent of warriors crests a nearby hill. As Gathbin's reinforcements charge headlong into the fray, his other troops cheer triumphantly. The new arrivals quickly join Gathbin's forces on the field. As the battle rages, your forces are clearly winning the day. Gathbin's army begins to collapse. Ximena! Lord Gathbin strides through the carnage, his elite guard accompanying him. I'll not have you take this victory from me. It's time I put you down like the dog you are. Here I am, let's finish this. Salute Gathbin with your weapon, point your weapon at Gathbin, point at Gathbin, then make a throat-slicing gesture. This is like she's got her arms outstretched, like, come on, come at me, finish this. It looks good, it looks good. Here I am, let's finish this. Oh, flipping egg, hi. I'm like, where is this hoe? No, like, seriously, where the hell is he? He's gotta be somewhere! Where are you? Is that coming from us or... That's a Dominel thief. Where is he? Where is this hoe? He's not hiding at the back. There you are, you son of a bitch. Okay. Okay, everyone. Everyone, charge. Fuck him up. There we go, lads, yes. Everyone get in. Everyone get in. Okay, yeah, Haravius is going for it. Haravius is like, I know what must do. Okay, let's... I don't like you in the back. Okay.
Aye?
Okay. If you Aloth, why are you so far in? Oh, we don't have a healer. Whoops. Whoopsie. Oh well. Okay, yeah, let's go for that. Okay, buddy, you need to... Also, where the fuck am I? Girl, why are you so far in? Girl! Girl, you back it up. Okay, yeah, you're doing that. Now, if you could do... buddy, do you maybe want to help? There's a priest right there. Do you want to fuck up a priest? That could be fun for you.
Hey.
Yes?
Okay, yeah, you've done that. Yo, just concuss the shit out of people. That's a lion companion. Get killed. Idea. Where's the thing about Dominion of the Sleepers? Oh. Okay, that's quite good. Okay, let's you know, now is the time. Now is the time to bring out all of this shit. Oh god, I don't know who's friend and who is foe, so just do that. Buddy. Let's... Yeah, he's almost down, so let's... Yeah, he's down, I think. He's down. Okay, just everyone on him. Okay, everyone. Yes! Lord Gathbin lies dead before you, his army scattered. Bloodied and exhausted, your remaining troops look to you, swords raised high in victory, chanting your name. Ximena! 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 Damn straight! Holding the hem of his robe as he steps over several bodies, Chancellor Warren approaches you. Although his face is pale and he looks as if he will be sick at any moment, he forces a smile. Lady Ximena, while I'm grateful this dispute is finally over, it is regrettable so many lives were lost in the process. Gathbin should have just been reasonable from the start. He gags involuntarily as his silk boot brushes against a severed head. In any event, as the legal arbiter of Earl Baedmar, I'm here to inform you that you've been declared a Thainu of the Deerwood, and Cadnua has been recognised as your domain. It shall forever be thus, and will pass down to any descendants you may have in the future. She can't have kids. She's godlike. She can't have kids. Maybe, would adoption count? Could she adopt? And that work? Like, is that possible? Of course, now that your claim has been upheld, you are expected to forward a small portion of any taxes you collect to your rightful lord, Earl Baedmar. God damn it. No. That's dumb. We don't want to pull an Al Capone. Of course, Ximena wouldn't have any knowledge of who that is. I guarantee there'll be an in-world, version of that. Someone who's done all of this dodgy shit like Ximena has, but no one was ever able to prove it. But then they didn't do their taxes and then they end up in prison. Like, Ximena's not going to do that. Sounds reasonable, rational. Tell Earl Baedmar that I'm grateful for his assistance. I'll make sure his taxes are collected with regularity. Diplomatic, nod, stoic. I've done all the work and I'll keep all the taxes, Defiance Bay. Extraordinary negative. This is a bit too ass-kissy. I think, she's just, notching an arrow, putting her bow back on her back. She's like, yo, whatever. I knew this was gonna happen. I'd have to start paying taxes eventually. This sounds reasonable. It appears my work is done. Feel free to visit the palace if... He steps in a pile of entrails with a wet squish as he turns to leave. On second thoughts, I'll come and visit you. Yes, perhaps in a year. Or 3. Lady Ximena, it's been an honour to serve you. I'll be making my way back to Garen's Grasp. The Earl has some urgent business for me there, unfortunately. Oh no, I liked having Marshal Forwyn in our little keep. Should you ever find yourself that far north, feel free to call on me. I'd love to trade war stories with you over a cup or two. He grasps your hand briefly in a firm grip, then turns on his heel. Hey, and Zawa's back. Zawa's back. Fabulous. Okie doke. Well, we can loot the bodies, and we will, in the next episode. So until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davies, CGG, the named user, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.